Hello, students. This is the overview of JMS 494 Media Law and Ethics for fall 2022. It is also the syllabus quiz. Get some notes here. It is also the syllabus quiz. Now, what is the class about? Well, the title of the class is pretty self-explanatory: Media Law and Ethics. But specifically, there are a great many rules and regulations that pertain to the media industries, and I use that term as a plural, media industries. So if you want to work in news or in entertainment or public relations or advertising or maybe even the music industry or social media, that's a big growth area, big job area for many kids right now. Excuse me, many young adults. Okay, don't want to sound patronizing here. There's a lot of jobs out there in various media industries, and you need to know the basic rules and regulations. But there's also some ethical issues that you should know. Just because you can do something does not mean you should do something. Okay, just mean you can report some bit of information does not mean you should report that bit of information. So if you want to work in one of the media industries, I think you need to know the basic laws and basic ethics. And we're just going to kind of scratch the surface. I mean, we could go in depth into any number of areas here, but just have some familiarity with it. So if you want to work in one of the media industries, it's good to know. And even if you don't say, Arsenal, I don't want to work in any of the media industries. I'm just getting this whatever for my degree or because it's a minor or whatever, it's a required class. Even if you don't want to work in one of the media industries, it's good to know the basics of the laws, especially in the United States, and some basic ethical principles will help you evaluate information better. You will be a more discerning consumer of the news in the future if you've had this class and paid attention to this class. Okay, I've got pull some slides up. I'm going to go through a couple of things, but there are no live meetings. Okay, there are no live class meetings. We're going to do this class entirely asynchronously, which means there's no live meetings. There is regular deadlines, and the thing is structured. You don't work at your own pace. There's a structure, and we're all kind of working at the same pace. But when there's no live meetings, and I will update people very often through videos like this, little video updates like this, and a lot through email as well. So, I'll do my best to try and make it engaging and informative and make us feel like there's kind of a community, an intellectual community right here, but there are no live meetings. I know you guys are busy. Many people have jobs or internships or have to travel. So the course is structured in such a way to accommodate you and everybody's ever-changing schedule. How to email me. Use the Canvas inbox function. Okay, in Canvas, you have an inbox and you can select me through that. Email me that way. The reason I do that is not because I'm just trying to be a jerk here, is that when it shows up in my email box, it's kind of tagged as JMS 494. And then when I go to Canvas, I can filter out. I teach 3 classes and I've got, I don't even know how many, over 400 students. I've got a lot of students. Okay. So when I go to Canvas and click, the title of the class, JMS 494, I see the emails just from 494, which helps keep me organized. Otherwise, things get all jumbled up and I may not respond. So please, please, please email me through Canvas inbox, and please spell my name correctly, and I will try my best to spell your name correctly as well. And I'll try and get back to you within a business day, 2 business days at the most. That means if you email me on a Saturday or Sunday, you may have to wait till Monday for me to get back to you because I do try and take time off myself. So please use Canvas inbox. The deadline for everything is Friday, 11:59 p.m. The material will show up on a Friday, and you're going to have that weekend to look at it and work on it, and then all of the following week to look at it and work on it as well. I would not recommend waiting till 11:30 at night or 11 o'clock at Friday night to begin the assignment and to start working on the material. You may not be in the freshest or best state of mind Friday night at 11 to start your work. So do it early. You could do it Wednesday morning. You could do it Tuesday morning. You could do it Thursday morning. I would definitely recommend getting the work done early. This is the textbook, The Law of Journalism and Mass Communication. I don't care how you get the textbook. You can get a used copy. You can get a PDF. You can borrow it from a roommate. The roommate took the class already. I don't care how you get it. You get it some way. The university is starting some new program. I'm not totally familiar with it. I've never been through this system before. Equitable access. You know, if the book is available there, the book should be available there. Just get it. I don't care how you get it. Just get it. And I do expect you to be reading it. And you'll know which chapter to read based on which module we're on. Grades. I know grades are important. The video lectures are worth 60%. Yeah, the video lectures are worth a full 60% of the grade. Video lectures will be done like this using a system called Play Pause It, where the video stops and you have to answer a multiple choice question. I don't think the questions are hard if you're paying attention. If you've done the textbook reading, they're really not hard at all. But I do expect you to be paying attention and answering the questions. We're using something called Packback. This is kind of new. I have not used the system before. Maybe you have used it in another class. It is a way for managing discussion boards. We're going to, get some interaction going amongst the class like that. And there's going to be a lot of these Packback opportunities. There's going to be a total of 14 of them, but we're only going to count 12. So you can skip some, or maybe you didn't do very well. These are graded. Maybe you don't do well one week, or maybe you skip 1 week. So we're only going to count 12 of them. There's a final paper due at the end of the semester. I want you to be working on it during the semester, and I want you to start thinking about it pretty soon. It's not actually due to the end of the semester. Oh, there's no final exam. We have no final exam. Okay. Video lectures, Packback posts, and the final paper. And then there was something called SONA. If you are a JMS student, I suspect most of y'all are, or if you're not a JMS major, you're a JMS minor. You probably encountered a class using SONA. So yeah, we're using SONA again. Just do it. Someone else manages SONA. Instructions are in the syllabus, worth 3% of your grade. And to come back to video lectures, yeah, they're using a system called Play Pause It. You can redo each multiple choice question 1 time. So if you get the question wrong, you can back up and do it again. Closed captions are available. Subtitles and closed captions, I've been informed, are actually different. They refer to different things. I am using the terms as synonyms. Words on the bottom of the screen. You know what I'm talking about. Words on the bottom of the screen. If you would like words on the bottom of the screen, click this little CC symbol right here, right there, and should bring up. Now, these are auto-generated by YouTube, so the spelling may not be perfect, but they're pretty good. They actually are pretty good. Maybe English is not your first language. Maybe you just find it helpful to have the words on the bottom of the screen. I actually like watching movies. Every movie like that, I just prefer it. It kind of helps me follow along when I can see the words on the bottom of the screen. All right, Packback. It's the artificial intelligence supported, and it actually does grade and sort of rate your question. You can't just write a very simple yes or no question. The question, you're going to post a question every week, a question for your classmates that's going to evaluate the question. How good of a question is that? And it will give you feedback to help you write a better question. And you need to ask a question each week, 1 question each week, and then 2 responses. The deadline is Friday at 11:59. Deadline for everything is Friday, 11:59. And if you ask a question, say you go very early, maybe the Packback assignment is up, and you were maybe one of the first people to ask a question, and you think, oh, Arsenault, I don't have enough questions to respond to. You have to ask a question, respond to. You can actually go back to the previous weeks as well. So there should not be an issue where you don't have anything to respond to. Okay. So you ask a question, respond to 2, and you can go back to the previous week. As long as you do 3 of those kind of engagements, activities, you're going to get the points. Now, Packback puts a grade on your post, and it feeds back into Canvas and shows up in the Canvas Grade Center. Now this is very specific. We're getting inside baseball here. If you log into Packback outside of Canvas, which you could do if you log into it through outside of Canvas and drill your way down and somehow find your way to Arsenault JMS 494, you could do the activity, but it's not going to sync up to the Canvas gradebook, and you don't want that. You don't want that. You guys want to get your points. I know SDSU students, and they like to get their grades, and they like to get their grades in a timely manner. So the class is organized by module. Everything is organized by module. If you click the Packback link in each module, if you go into Packback that way through Canvas, through the Canvas assignment link, there'll be no problem. It will link back automatically to the gradebook. Okay, so hopefully that's clear. Just follow the modules. I spent a great deal of time laying everything out in a very sequential, logical order. Follow the modules, click the links in the module, and it will take you to the correct location, and you will get the correct points. Okay, we will get the correct points. So just make sure you access Packback in the correct manner. And if you do have questions, this email address is in the syllabus. It's not me. I don't maintain the system. help@packback.co. Again, this is in the syllabus. If you have questions, they have very good customer support, or so they tell me. Email them and they will help you. Hopefully that is clear. The final paper, there, I got some notes on that. Yeah, you need to pick out an initial idea by the end of September. You don't need much at that point, but you need to be thinking. There are two different options. There are two different options for your final paper. And yeah, the whole paper is due at the end of the semester. The entire paper is going to be due at the end of the semester. First option is about First Amendment and current events. Choose an incident from the past 5 years that deals with freedom of expression. This incident could be from within the United States, though doesn't necessarily have to be so. It could be something that happened overseas. Anything having to do with one of the media industries, journalism, public relations, advertising, even one of the entertainment industries. And you're going to try and apply some of the stuff you've learned from JMS 494 to a critical analysis of that. I don't want just a summary of that event, but like, how does that affect what we've read about? How does that relate to other court cases we've discussed? Or maybe if it's something from outside the United States, like maybe an incident that happened in Saudi Arabia where they don't have the First Amendment, you can analyze it, what does it mean in a country that doesn't have the First Amendment, and how would that issue may have been handled or treated differently had it happened in the United States. And you can write about pretty much anything you want, although I do give one, there's one thing I don't want you to write about. Yeah. Brandy Levy Supreme, I think that's how you're saying it. The Brandy Levy Supreme Court case. She was a cheerleader who posted something vulgar on Snapchat. She posted the F word, kind of making fun of the cheer squad at her high school. Became a First Amendment case. I'm sick of that. So many people have written about that vulgar cheerleading Snapchat case. I don't want to read anything about that anymore. You can write about anything else you want. You could write about Alex Jones if you wanted to. You could write about anything at all you wanted to. Now, the second option has to do with media ethics and history. There is a we're looking at a finding aid to this particular news archive. It is a particular archive of TV news material at the SDSU library. For this option, you pick one of these stories. There are instructions detailed instructions, with contact information. You contact the librarian, say you want to see this material. They will explain to you how to see this material. Some of the material is even online. They can even send us a link to some of this material. Go to the library, take a look at some of these news stories. A couple of the news stories, maybe here's the ones dealing with East Africa. What else we got? We got ones that deal with some obituaries, government operations, different stuff like here. I think there's something to do with the Los Angeles riots, or maybe that was the Los Angeles uprising. Even the term riot is a loaded term, perhaps, after the Rodney King verdict. Anyway, different stuff there. Write about the media ethics of the news coverage that you've chosen. If you were a news producer, how would you have handled it differently? Or do you think correct ethical decisions were made? So those are your two options. You can write about current events and the First Amendment, or you can write about media ethics. If you do the media ethics option, you must be using the material from this particular archive. Okay, back to SONA. Instructions are in the syllabus. And again, I hope most of y'all have gone through a class already once where you used SONA. So this is not new, but this is to facilitate research that are done by my colleagues or done by graduate students. They want to put people together to do surveys, to gather information from a large number of undergraduates. And SONA is a way to organize that, and you get credit for doing that. The system will keep track of you via Red ID. Again, instructions are in the syllabus, just do whatever it says. You have pretty much the whole semester to work on that. And it's worth 3% of your grade. You know, just do it. If you just do it, it's called completion grading. If you do it, you get the 3%. So there's no reason not to do it. Hopefully, if I explained everything and been sufficiently clear. Anyway, hope we all have a good semester.